What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for The Oval on BET, Season 2, Episode 20. The episode was titled The Skies Have Eyes. You guys, this was a rather interesting episode to me. We're going to discuss it, but before we do, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and are not already subscribed to the channel, then I'm going to need you guys to do me one solid favor. More than one, actually. Stop taking me out on this date. I need you guys to hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button, dislike, whichever one you guys want to do. Share the video, leave your comments, do all of that stuff for me, guys. We need engagement on the channel. So with that out the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss The Oval, shall we? Alright, you guys, so this episode, it opens up where we left off last week with Jason. He comes from under the bed. He has a knife on him, and he has it to Ellie's neck. So here's the one thing that I noticed in this scene with Jason. Why was he sweating bullets? Jason was sweating bullets. That was the one thing I noticed about him, that he was sweating hella bullets. But Jason tells Ellie he's not going to hurt her. I'm like, are you sure? You've hurt every other person up until this point. So what makes Ellie so different, right? So then Ellie, he was like, do you know my name? Do you know who I am? She says, yes. He's like, how do you know my name? Because you're the president's son. How else? You're famous. You know, some people think you're creepy, but other people think you're sexy. What people? I think everybody believes Jason is creepy. But okay, Ellie, I get it. You're trying to get him off of you, right? You're trying to diffuse the situation, right? So Ellie starts flirting with him, right? Asking him, does he want to kiss her? Has he ever kissed a woman? He was like, no. She's like, well, your dick is hard. So then she goes in for the kiss, right? So she, she's wearing him down. He actually said at first he didn't want to be with her because she's been with Hunter. So Ellie, she gets on, she's, like I said, she's kissing him. She's on top of him, straddling him. But then she was able to get the knife out of his hand. When she got the knife out of his hand, then she turned the page on him, only for a few minutes. Maybe for a few seconds, right? Maybe for a few seconds she turned the tables on him. So then he flipped back over on her, started choking her out. Damn, I don't know what's going on with my throat, like my voice. So he flipped over, like I said, he's choking her. So then Alan comes into the room, right? Alan has a guitar in his hand, a wooden guitar. Boom! Knocks Jason out. Jason falls over on the floor. Jason is unconscious. Alan says he came back because, he wants to apologize to Ellie. But then he starts flipping out on Ellie, talking about, she's sleeping with another dude. But meanwhile, she keeps telling him, look and see who it is. So he looks and sees that it's Jason. He's like, oh, so you fucking him too? I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, how many times has Jason come into your office talking about taking her out? Or taking her and Hunter out? Like, how many times did he come to your like, how many times did he come to the office talking about that? But you are just worried about who she's sleeping with at this point, right? So Ellie says that she wants to call Hunter, but Alan's like, no, don't call him, because he feels that he'll get fired. I'm like, they won't fire you. They're going to cover this shit up. So he says, let me call Donald. So he calls Donald. So he's calling Donald. So then we see Lily as she's getting ready to leave the house for the day, right? And she gets a phone call from Victoria. And Victoria tells her that she needs options for the state dinner, and she needs to dress to see her father, and she needs her to come over there by noon. And Victoria just hangs up the phone, right? So then Donald asks Lily where's she going, and she tells him to see the first lady. He says, I wonder what that bitch is up to. So then he asks her where did she go last night, right? She said she tried to find another man, and Donald's like, she was like, what? He was like, what man? He was like, one of my designers. He's like, I thought they were all gay. She says, well, honey, if you can sleep with a woman, so can they. So then Donald's phone starts ringing, right? And she says, answer that. So she eventually left, and he answered the phone, and it was Alan telling him about Jason, right? So Donald tells him he's on his way. Damn, my voice. Donald says he's on his way, right? So then after he hangs up with Alan, he calls Kyle to meet him over there at the apartment. And he tells Kyle to cut the phone lines over there, right? So we're going to pause here and we're going to move forward. I'm going to try to figure out what's going on with my voice. All right, you guys, we're back. So Ellie is at the apartment. Ellie still wants to call Hunter. And Alan's like, don't do that. Like, no, let's not do that. But when she tries to call Hunter, like I said, when Donald called Kyle, told him to cut off the phone lines, cut them off so she can't make a phone call anyways, right? So then we see Priscilla. She was in her bed just crying. I'm like, girl, what the fuck are you crying for? I was hella confused as to what Priscilla was crying about. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm like, girl, what the fuck? So then she calls General Martin, right? So General Martin tells her, you know, he's text Sam and we'll talk to Sam, and if they're gonna meet up with each other, right? And she says, I can't trust him, and I don't want to go to work and look at that bitch. Well, I'm gonna give that to her, right? I wouldn't be able to trust Sam after sleeping with Victoria, and I damn sure wouldn't want to look at Victoria after the way she's antagonizing me. Oh, hell nah. I'd be ready to beat the bitch ass. Like, I really would be, right? So while she's on the phone with the general, she sees the news, and they reveal that Diane Wilmot is dead. I'm like, about damn time. Like, I've been saying that for weeks. Actually, I've been saying that for a while, that I thought Diane was dead. But I'm like, when are they going to ever say that Diane is dead? They wait till the end of the season to say that Diane is dead. And the shit that happened with Diane happened. The shit with Diane happened before the mid-season finale, right? I'm almost positive the stuff with Diane happened before the mid-season finale. I'm almost positive. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. I don't know. What else? So yeah, we know Diane is dead now at this point, right? So then we see Nancy and Richard. They're at the hospital with Barry still, right? And Richard finally talked to Nancy. He basically told Nancy, like, shit, like, this was hard. Like, the fuck? Like, you slept with my dad. Like, how do you expect me to react? I mean, how do you expect this man to react? Like, that is a deep hurt, right? You slept with his father. Of all people, his father. Girl, you couldn't find a man off the streets? Okay. So she says that, she spent 20 something years apologizing, cooking for him, having sex when he wanted to have sex. I'm like, girl, oh, so you were being a doting wife because you cheated? Okay, Nancy, I guess. So then Ruth shows up, right? And she, they asked Ruth, was the Rackadoochies who ran her off the road? She didn't really answer that question. They asked her about Callie. She says, Callie is with me. Don't come back there. Don't look for her, right? If they do, they'll go to the Raku. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? She said that more than once, that they'll go to the Raku. Now, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, just by listening to this, right? And this is a cult. If what her saying will go to the Raku, does that mean that they're going to commit suicide? Or does that mean that they're going to sacrifice themselves for the highest? And then she kept talking about she loves the highest. I'm like, ew. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below if going to the Raku means that they're going to sacrifice themselves. Let me know that in the comment section. But then, in a strange turn of events, Ruth is talking about, help me. And then she walked out the door, help me. So Ruth wants out of the clan? Okay, I mean, I guess. I didn't know that she wanted out, but okay, I guess. Let's move on. Alright, you guys. Sharon. I'm about tired of Sharon and Kareem. I'm going to keep it real with you guys, right? Sharon wants to leave the hospital, but Kareem is telling her that she needs to rest, which I agree with that. Girl, you just had a car accident. You got in a car accident, and you just lost your baby. So, yeah, ma'am, you need to rest. But she doesn't want to rest. At this point, I can do without sharing Kareem. I'm keeping it real with you. So Kareem is still talking about her, pestering her about getting engaged. Dude, chill. Please, chill. What else? Yeah, it really wasn't much to them. It really wasn't much until Hunter called. She was like, so Hunter is a creep, and Hunter has a fetish for black women. I'm seeing that. Hunter has a fetish for black women, with the exception of his wife, Victoria. So Hunter is inviting Sharon to the White House to give her a private tour. Girl, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm glad Kareem and I are on the same page. But they on the same page too, right? That something doesn't feel right with that. He was like, she was in a car accident. He says, "Were you hurt?" She says, "No." I'm like, yes, you were hurt. You lost your baby. Sharon mustn't really give a shit about that baby. Cause I mean, you just lost your baby and you talking about you weren't hurt. You ain't even showing no. You don't even seem sad about it. Whatever. So at the White House, Victoria, she asked Frida, "Where's Jason?" Hell if she know. She asked her who made the bed. It was already made when I got here. So then she says, "Where's Hunter at?" She says he's in the dining room, right? So Victoria heads over to the dining room, and there's Hunter in the dining room, and so is Priscilla. God, Victoria is a witch with a bee. Because Priscilla asked her if she wanted breakfast. Breakfast. I think that's how she said it. Breakfast. She says breakfast has a T. I would say, bitch, and your I can have a T in it too. I can dot your I and cross that T. Okay? Like, hello. So Victoria asks Hunter if he knows where Jason is. He says no. Maybe you should ask the Secret Service. So she calls for the Secret Service. She says she's calling specifically for Sam. And she does it in front of Priscilla. Victoria, you're lucky that Priscilla cares about her job. Because if it was any other woman and she didn't give a shit about that job, your ass would have been fucked up a long time ago, right? So he's like, all the Secret Service here, and you asked for Sam. She said, Sam is my guy. Okay, girl. So Priscilla eventually left out, right? So Victoria and Hunter had this back and forth with each other. So then Priscilla came back in with Sam behind her. So Hunter starts berating Sam, right? Talking about, I never knew how short you were. You're like a what did he call him? He asked him, did he put something in his shoes? He was being an asshole to him, right? So then he asked, Victoria asked Sam to find Jason, right? So then Hunter says, are you fucking my wife? He didn't answer. Then he says, Priscilla, do you know if he's fucking my wife? She says, I don't know, sir. All the women that you fucking, and you worried about one dude fucking your wife? Okay, Hunter. Okay, I guess, Hunter. If you want to, all the women that you done fucked two women so far. You're trying to add a third one to it. You ain't even been in the White House a whole month yet. But okay, Hunter, go off. Let's move. All right, guys. So let's move over to Kyle, right? So Kyle, he finally showed up to to Alan and Ellie's place, right? Now, mind you, he don't know what's going on, but he sees Jason. He's like, "What the hell happened here?" And they try to, they tell him, he tried to rape Ellie. I knocked him out with the guitar. And I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, Jason is out cold. By a guitar? Does that guitar have metal in it or some shit? Like, damn. I mean, he is out like a light. He is out. A wooden guitar knocked him out. Now, if there's some lead in there, some bricks, something in that motherfucker, what is it in that goddamn guitar that knocked him out like that? Because Jason is out cold on the ground. But when Kyle was talking to him, it's like, damn, do you not care about the fact that he just said that he was trying to rape her? Like, that ain't registering with you, but okay, I guess, right? Whatever. So Donald finally shows up. Donald tells him to get Jason back to the White House. He says, but everybody's getting to work, so it's gonna, raise some suspicion, right? Donald says, put him in this I was about to say body bag. Put him in his laundry bag. I'm like, a laundry bag? Y'all gonna give him some ventilation? Because if you don't give him any ventilation, he's gonna suffocate. Like, he's not dead, he's very much alive, just unconscious from getting hit by a guitar. I'm gonna repeat it one more time. He is unconscious because he got hit with a guitar. Okay. So Donald tells Ellie and Alan, go into the White House today, right? Get ready for work. Go into the work. Don't mention this. You wouldn't even have to tell me anything. I wouldn't even come to work. That would be my last day working at the White House. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give my 2 weeks resignation. We're done. So then we see Sam, right? So Sam is going off on Alonzo, as he should. Well, not really Alonzo. You should be going off on whoever is, well, I guess it would be Alonzo, right? You need to go off on everybody in the Secret Service, right? Because this is not the first time that Jason nor Gail have gotten away from you guys. Like, they are slippery, but y'all are that. I mean, come on. That is incompetence at its finest, right? So, we see Richard, right? Richard's at the hospital. Now, had Barry woke up at this point? No. After Ruth left, they said they want to talk to Sam, right? So Richard was on the phone with Sam. And Sam told him that it's a lot going on over at the White House, but he'll get back to him, right? So then Barry finally wakes up saying, because they were talking about Callie, they hope she's okay. He says she's not okay. And then he said he heard Ruth. They said, yes, Ruth was here, right? So Nancy went to go get the doctor, so that left Richard and Barry to talk, right? Barry said that he saw Callie, but he doesn't know if it was real. And Richard was like, I'm pretty sure it was real. I think it was too, right? So then Barry says, well, we need to go get her. We need to go get Callie. And Richard tells him, like, we're going to get her. Me and your and Sam are going to go get her. Good luck with that. Good luck with that, right? Good luck with that. That's all I got to say. Good luck and Godspeed. Because those people are nutcases. True nutcases indeed. Let's move on and wrap up the episode. All right, guys. In a scene that I just did not understand anything about it, it was just the weirdest scene, right? So you guys remember in the last episode that Bobby left out at night to go see Lily, but now it's the next day. He's returning back to Blakely's place, right? So Blakely asked him, was it worth it? How was, was it? He said it was good. So then she asked him, were you followed? He says no. She said, okay, cool. So then he asked her if the guy that she wants them to meet is someone she can trust. She says, yeah, I trust him, right? So then she says to him once again, are you sure you want to follow? Because someone is walking up right behind you. So Bobby runs behind on the side of the truck. I'm like, damn, Bobby, you just like, if this was a marksman coming to kill y'all, you just left Blakely out in the open to get her ass shot up like shot up like I don't know what. Like, you just left her, you just target practice her ass. But ultimately, it was General Martin walking up, right? Now here's where I got confused, right? Here's where things went confusing for me, right? So General Martin comes up, he's talking to Blakely. Meanwhile, Bobby and Max have guns on him. He said, it's fine, you can put your guns down. I'm glad they didn't put the guns down, right? Because you don't know who he is. But obviously, looking at Blakely, she doesn't look like she's in any immediate threat, right? So she says, you guys can put the guns down. It's okay, right? So here's where we got confusing, right? So General Martin is talking about he needs to talk to him, right? They said, okay, let's go to your house, right? He says, no, my house is not a good place to talk. And, he says that, people will miss him. I'm like, okay. That was the first thing he said, people will miss him. So they said, let's go to your house. He says, no, we can't go to my house. But he says, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And they were like, well, where's a good place to talk at, right? He says, this is a good place to talk. I'm like, okay, this is a good place to talk, right? But then he says, I'm leaving. Don't call me. I'll call you. I was like, but if this was a good place to talk, why are you leaving? Like, it didn't make any sense to me. This is a good place for us to talk, but I gotta go, but I'll come back. But don't call me, I'll call you. That made absolutely no sense to me. And if it made sense to you guys, definitely leave it in the comment section below, because it just didn't make any sense to me. It just made no sense to me. You drove all the way up there to tell them that you couldn't talk to them. You could talk to them right there, but you can't talk to them right there at that particular time. So you're going to have to come back. Like, bro, you just wasted gas. Like, you really wasted some gas. So then, at the end of the episode, Donald calls Hunter, right? He tells him that Jason snuck out the White House and that they found him and that they're on their way back with him. So Hunter says, where was he? He says he was at Ellie's house, right? So then Sam comes in. He tells Victoria and Hunter that they're having some issues finding Jason. And this is when Hunter laid into him, and rightfully so, right? He's going off on him because at this point, you guys are looking very incompetent that this boy is able to slip and slide through the White House. So then, Priscilla comes in there with this crazy look in her eyes. I'm like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with Priscilla with a tray in her hand? So she takes the top off. Victoria, I'm like, oh shit. And then Sam shot her. I'm like, oh shit. What is going on here? Like, what the fuck? Oh wow, I didn't expect that to happen. But that's the episode, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Leave your comments in the comments section below and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified when I drop anything else. Share the video, and until the next one, you guys, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Remember, wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye. You guys, bye.